اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليك يا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. ابتدا به فارسی اشاره مختصر کنم و بعد به انگلیسی. امروز جلسه ما به زبان انگلیسی هست. ورکشاپ در واقع اسلام و قرن 21 که به زبان انگلیسی خواهد بود و پرسش پاسخ هم به زبان انگلیسی. اگر عزیزان دوست داشته باشن میتونن در واقع سوالاتشون رو در واقع بپرسن. In the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, I take refuge in God from Satan the rejected. Assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters all around the world who are watching and seeing us right now, and those who are present in this holy mosque, the holy mosque of Abazar. And today is a special program in English, especially for those who have been deprived from English or German in the last 10 days. I hope that this can be a kind of compensation for them. Of course, the topics we have talked about in the last 10 days were absolutely so much to be brief or summarized in one session. Today, I'm at your disposal and here at your service for the topic of Islam and the 21st century and the importance of interreligious and intercultural dialogue. The reason that we have chosen this topic for today in the month of Muharram is special because we are in the 21st century and taking the mourning ceremony of Imam Hussein alayhi salam after 14 centuries. So what is the benefit of commemorating the remembrance of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and his companion martyrdom after 14 centuries? So this is a vivid example of one of our duties nowadays. Normally, when we talk about Islam and religion, basically, maybe at first it can be a kind of frowned on topic that people, I can say majority of the people today in the secular countries do not like. The subtopics that I think are too important we can ponder upon are, for example, the role of religions in the 21st century. What are the duties of the religion, basically? Today, unfortunately, what is said and in the propaganda against religions are mentioned as a part of problems, not as a part of solutions. This is the main problem. While religion has come from God the Almighty to solve the problems. So this is one of the main fallacies that are made by those who want to deprive society from the benefits of religion. The second topic that inshallah we will talk about is the Islam and the modernism. The third subtopic is responsibility of religions for peace. Fourth is Islam and interreligious dialogue. Fifth is Islam in Germany and Europe, of course. Sixth is future of religion in modern world. Seven, Islam and intercultural dialogues. 8, Muslims in West, and 9, how to be role model in West. So these are, as you see, very important topics and subtopics that we can talk about nowadays. And if you want to be influential in the world, just if you search, for example, in Google or anywhere, for example, about Islam, religion, and these kinds of things, sometimes you see some photos, images, videos that people are killing each other. For example, if you search the word Ashura, you see people are chopping their heads, like Rama and etc. This is disastrous. Unfortunately, these are not what religion is for. Religion and religions are totally misunderstood by people because those who are practicing and preaching religions are not that much professional and they are not that much educated, or they have not learned religion as God the Almighty wanted us to know. This is the main problem that we have. That if you just have a flashback to the Renaissance, what happened? You see that the lords of the churches, they had committed some things that really disdained the image of religion. What they do, why the phenomenon of Renaissance had happened, if we just look deeply, why Martin Luther or Calvin in 1455 to 1550s, I mean the 14th and 15th century, 15th and 16th centuries, around 100 years, it took religions to be completely seculated from the society and to be removed from the image of society, and people started to hate religion. Why this happened? What caused people to hate religion? So it refers back not to religion itself, vice versa, it refers back to religious people. Exactly the same problem that we have today. That religious leaders all around the world, by the name of any kind of religion, do something that instead of helping religion to be part of solution, they become part of problems. So, Renaissance happened, and it is about 500 years, which is started the 600 years. Religion has been frowned on, has been negated from the societies. They are just in the corners of the homes of churches, and these churches are changed to be kind of museums nowadays. Just some old people go to meet on Sundays to take photos, or some synagogues, or you see even some mosques that they are just old people who are coming, no matter. But why? Why this happens? This is because of us. Those who call themselves as religious leaders. They come and they do something that they are disdaining and eliminating the image of religion in the view of people. And people start to hate. So this was, and we Muslims, the reason that I have chosen this topic as our today workshop, the pedagogical workshop, is not to be trapped in the Renaissance again, Islamic Renaissance. It is really possible. If you go in this line, if you just have a flashback and you just go back to 20 years ago, Daesh, ISIL, for example, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, or even go back to the China, what has done to the Muslims of China, or all around the world. Samuel Huntington, one of the contemporary civilizations means cultures, cultures means part of religions as well. So it means clash of religions. And you can take the aroma of these clash in the world. Just you see how many people nowadays in the world are dead or martyred or killed by the name of religion. And Fukuyama also he talks about the end of history in 21st century. They believe the Third World War will be the war of religions, the war of beliefs, the war of religious people. It has nothing to do with power, money, and etc. So what we can do to stop this as Muslims? And this is our today topic from our religion, Islamic perspective, and also to just have a really short review from other sources, from other religion sources. So as the first question, role of religions in the 21st century, I can say we religious people and religions really have a tough work. In my opinion, it is most sensitive era that we are encountering if just we look at around ourselves and what's going to be happening. Middle East, Europe, Asia, the US, and etc. So, what is really the role of religion in the 21st century? According to Islamic sources, I have found one letter from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I can call it as the forgotten letter. But if you just look at the letter, just search this sentence as I tell you. Letter of Prophet Muhammad to the Christians till end of the world. Letter of Prophet Muhammad to Christians till end of the world. Just search it. Prophet Muhammad 14 centuries ago had shed light how we can do that. In that letter, Prophet says, first of all, my Christian citizens are like my relatives. No Muslim has the right to attack their churches. No Muslim has the right to take anything from their house to use in their own houses. Above that, their judges, their monks, their monasteries should be kept safe. So this letter, which is originally sent to the St. Catherine Monastery in north of Egypt, and the original letter is still kept there by the Prophet. And Christians believe more than Muslims to that letter, in that letter. It is very strange. We Muslims even didn't know or don't know such a letter exists in the world, while the Christians believe in this letter. And that is strange for them, that why Muslims attack their churches, for example in Iraq, why in some churches, even in Germany. I have priest friends, fathers or brothers, for example in Munich, one of them told me, they have invited me for their ceremonies. They told me, please tell your Muslim friends and for their fanatics that do not attack to the churches. Do not, for example, they said in the time of invasion of ISIL to Iraqis and Syrians, so we hosted many people and refugees from those countries in our country, and even we hosted them in our churches. But instead of being thankful, one morning we woke up and saw that there is a smoke in the sky, and we saw that they have burned our church kitchen. And they said, because here is najis. So, this is what's happening in the world, for example, in the name of, but does really imagine that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was right now here. Would he recognize this action to burn churches in this situation, in the imperialism of cyberspace and the social networks? Just you do one single thing right now, just in a blink of an eye, it has been sent to millions of people, if not for billions. And it becomes trends. So, responsibility of religions and responsibility of religious people, followers of religions, are so tough and hard nowadays. Just imagine the population of Christians in the world is near 3 billion. It is more, they say 3.2. And the population of Muslims in the world is 1.56 something, some say until 8. 1.8. So it means the population of Christians and Muslims together is 1 billion, more than half of the world population. And it means if just these two religions are in peace, more than half of the world's population is in peace. So this is the first important topic, that what is the religions in the 21st century? First of all, they have to be part of solutions. They have to refer back to the original teachings by Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, by Prophet Muhammad, the Quran. So all of them should be, there have been many heresies sometimes in religions, and we have to clear it for the people. And Islam in modern world, we have to, I can say we have to teach our children, teach our societies, teach our people a modern version of Islam. What that means? It means that you have to, for example, change Islamic rules? No. I mean the explanation, the methodology that you introduce Islam to the world. Formerly we had books, members, etc. Now we have cyberspace. How many followers we have in cyberspace, for example? How many posts that we post in Instagram, in Twitter, in Facebook, they are, for example, about religious issues? When we are just drinking a cup of coffee, we take a photo and put it in the Instagram post, but maybe in the last 10 days about Muharram, we haven't posted even one post in our Instagram. Or even we haven't posted a single issue about Islam and Ahlul Bayt. Who was Hussein? So we have to change our old methodologies. I mentioned a couple of days ago about Hans Küng. Hans Küng is one of the famous philosophers in Germany and also theologians. He was also a priest. He said that there is no peace among nations without peace among religions. There is no peace among religions without dialogue among religions. And there is no dialogue among religions without knowing each other and respecting each other. Respecting each other. Without respecting each other, there is no dialogue. And without dialogue, there is no peace in nations. This is the main topic. So, as Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, even you can see in the companions of Imam Hussein, there has been some Christians that they became converts and soldiers of Imam, as Ibn Wahab, for example. So, Islam by itself doesn't have problem. This is the problem of the Muslims, and they have to update and upgrade themselves in accordance to the technologies and methodologies, and to use these religious and Islamic teachings by these methodologies. Imam Abazar has mentioned in one of the hadiths, this is very, very beautiful and important. لو علم الناس محاسن كلامنا لاتبعونا. If people know the beauties of our hadiths, they would be Muslims undoubtedly. They would be Muslims. Now let's just analyze word by word. If people, لو علم الناس, here is nas. Nas means people, not Muslims, not Shia, not anyone, any human being. If they be aware of the beauties, mahasin al-kalam, beauties of our words, they will be Muslims. What does it mean? Of course, the words of Ahlul Bayt, all of them are beautiful. But why Moses says the beauties of our words? It means to be selective, to use beautiful hadiths and to mention them in beautiful ways. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ. To whomever we have sent prophets, we have sent them by their own language, by their own culture. So, we have to know the methodologies, the best methodologies nowadays. The problem that we have nowadays is that we are teaching our young who are using their most modern facilities, iPhone 14, the best ones, but we are teaching Islam in the wrong way, or maybe in old ways. And what we send to the internet, so we teach them the wrong ways, in the wrong way. So methodology is to be changed, and also to be I was once in Paris, maybe 8 or 9 years ago, in the cultural attaché office. So they told me something that was really shocked me in negative way. And they said all the books, or majority of the books, which are coming from Islamic countries to our cultural attaché to be dispatched and to be shared with young, we cannot use them. We put them in the recycle bin. Because those books are written for the Muslims in Islamic countries. So the addresses, the audience for these books are Muslims. So a Christian, or for example, a European-born Muslim cannot understand these things. Even they don't know Arabic. They don't know even Persian. Even they don't know how to pray. So they don't know who is, for example, Reza, what means Qala Reza, for example, what means alayhi salam. So imagine just a young who is, for example, living in this society, encounters with this. So first we have to use best methodologies, good methodologies, use the beautiful hadiths, and we have to use good image of decorating our messages to Muslims and to all around the world. And that is the main important task that we have. But unfortunately, sometimes it works. Just if I want to mention some of the, for example, verses that are existent in the issue of interreligious dialogue, I found near 18 verses which are directly talking about dialogue, and especially with people of the book, Ahlul Kitab. For example, in chapter of Al-Imran, which is the first one that قل يا أهل الكتاب تعالوا إلى كلمة سواء بيننا وبينكم. All people of the book come to talk about common words between us and you. Even the word of common words, this phrase is now name of one organization, common word, just because of this verse, which they are talking about. And this is very interesting, or I can say this is a kind of, what can I say, kind of, I don't know what to call it. We see that some Arabic countries that, for example, when they talk about other religions, they are insulting religions. Now they are building interreligious dialogue centers, for example. And we Shia, and we who are real Muslims, and really we are the main followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, we are talking positively about the people of the book, but we are not solid among ourselves to have some organizations. Even we don't have organizations for ourselves to have our daily prayers and etc. in all around Europe, for example. So there are profound and numerous verses in Quran and Ahadith that they are talking about interreligious dialogue. So why we have chosen the topic interreligious dialogue? You know, it is our strategy, my friends. If formerly we wanted to go and talk to people of other religions that we want to talk about Islam to you, they wouldn't let us to enter their societies. But when we go and talk in the matter of interreligious dialogue, so it is very, I can say it is very beautiful topic, and it is most welcome. Just 3 days ago, United Nations have passed a new law that any kind of hate speech against other religions is a crime, and interreligious and intercultural dialogue should be spread all over the world. Now, this is a must. This is one of the important tasks that we have to do nowadays. So, in the world, we have to build trust, ethics, morality, and also we have to show to the world that what really Ahlul Bayt says about religion. We have to introduce Ahlul Bayt to the world in the right way, in the right pattern, in the right, I can say, models. For example, another verse, chapter of Baqarah, verse 208, ادخلوا أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ادخلوا في السلم كافة يا أيها الذين آمنوا. Majority of the verses of Quran talking about solidarity, talking about unity, talking about friendship, talking about respecting each other, talking about self. If the people of the book came and they wanted to talk to you, talk to them, be kind to them. This is the verse of Quran. Or, for example, in chapter Mumtahana, verse number 8, we have لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم إن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم إن الله يحب المقسطين. For sure, God the Almighty does not negate you to be kind and to be just to the people who do not fight with you from the people of the book and those who do not exile or expel you from your countries. Here is vice versa. They are boasting you. Now you are their guest. So we have to respect. Accordingly, just if we want to say briefly, Muslims and Islam should be so much vigilant in the 21st century. 21st century is very crucial and very different from the other centuries that we have during the history in the last 14 centuries. Because this one century is pregnant of so many clashes, would-be clashes and possible clashes that can be turned into big ones if we do not control and if we do not moderate and if we do not, we can say, manage. God forbid, it can change to a very difficult and it can change to very bad situation. And we have to start from ourselves. Just for example, this small society, last night I typed from our chef that, for example, how many people you gave food. He said that 550. So we had 550 people concentrating and participating in our ceremony. So it means 500, just these 500 people, just even 200 of them start to preach, or can say propagate, to do tabligh of Islam, to have a union with themselves. For example, Shia Union of Aachen, for example. Just you can be a union and, for example, start talking about these things. Go to the universities, go to the academic areas, talk to the university students, to normal people. Last night I was so much amazed that one of the participants who coming from Belgium, he said in France, one village, all of them have been converted to Shiism. Just because of one person who has gone among them and talked to them heart by heart, one whole village has been turned and converted and liberted. So, well, I said why? They said because of our kindness, and they saw that, for example, we asked them for no money when we talked to them. We invited them to come to Iran, for example, they had gone to Holy Shrine as Christians, but the next time they were Muslims who have gone to the shrines. But they say they don't have a mosque, they don't have imam. Now, this is the problem. We have to, these unions that you have, for example, you build for yourself, it can be a kind of fair iron for a social community or a society, and start to talk to people. People nowadays are so easily can be converted to reality, to the word of Ahlul Bayt. If we just talk to them kindly, if we just introduce them, who are the Shia, what is real Islam, what is in the heart of Islam. And they said these kind of villages are so much in the European countries, for example, in the West, and they just need for wise people who can come and preach them and talk to them about Islam. So, in brief, if I want, because we don't have that much time, just some minutes. In brief, be part of solution, be part of beauties of Islam, not be part of problems. Don't be part of problems. As Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, our Shia are those who are role models everywhere. And Imam Sadiq alayhi salam asked us to be their beauty. be our beauties all around the world. Do not be a matter of our shames. Do not make Shiism shameful of people like those who are eliminating the image of Shiism and Islam. So, talking about the subtitles really takes so much time, but I myself am ready to be the part of your fair eye, your community, Shia Union of Aachen. But its abbreviation would be so bad, USA. Yes? Union of Shia, yes? Or Shia, S-U-A can be. So you can have this union gathered, it can be started with just 5 or 7 people. And I from home can be part of you, we can talk together and we together help people and universities. And if you can please go to talk to university professors, to university faculties, in order to invite them to your union and to show them the beauties of Islam. Okay, thank you so much for your attention. And now we are going to shift to our Persian member, inshallah. And this was our last workshop of this year in the month of Muharram. Of course, we can have webinars, online Zoom programs together, it's okay. And I can connect you to the main hub of home seminary. We can be in contact with them and with you, and we can make a very active and influential, inshallah, union together. This is very important. So have a very good time, and thank you so much for your attention and participation. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your prayers and all your azadaris. And inshallah, we will be amongst the real followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and to be the beauties and to be the matter of proud of Ahlul Bayt in the world in the 21st century, not to be the matter of shame. Wassalamu alaikum